Hello everybody and welcome back to Cities Skylines 2, where we were thinking about this sort of a bypass system to reduce some of the pathfinding strain on these very awkward roundabouts. Now, to be clear, there are two primary problems with the roundabouts as they're currently implemented in the game. One, we don't have control over which lanes are allowed to go where. And it ends up being where they're technically allowed, both lanes are allowed to exit in any direction. But the AI doesn't pathfind it that way. Because if we look at, if we look at this here, let's just kick forward a little bit and let these cars move a little. We can see that this is set to straight or turning left only. And this is set to straight or turning right only. So the idea behind this is, these that are going right only is functionally, with this bypass, supposed to turn into going just straight. Also, there's quite a steep incline right there. That's not necessarily intended, but I guess it's fine. So we'll see what ends up happening here if they start utilizing these bypasses. The real question is, what about this bypass? Is anyone going to utilize this one? Well, that answers that question. Excellent. That should end up reducing the strain on the pathfinding inside of the traffic circle, because we end up with situations like this. Why are you just parked here? You are currently blocking up the entire traffic circle. Okay, this is clearly a problem. He must be trying to get into that right lane there. I'm not sure why he would be doing that. Now, the correct solution to this, in my opinion, would be to add another lane of traffic over here, bring this out to 3 lanes, and then have this merge in some space up here. But we don't have the ability to do that, because we can only go to a 4-lane two-way highway. We cannot go to a 5-lane two-way highway, or rather a 6-lane two-way highway. We can do that with a road. So that may end up being what we have to do here, and have this section get upgraded like that. That's going to be slower. And we don't want the crosswalk here. No crosswalk allowed. And we want to make sure that this is an uncontrolled intersection. No stop sign, no stoplight. Because this isn't really an intersection, per se. So it'll be something about like this. So that'll give them additional time to do whatever merging needs to happen after the traffic circle. However, these guys are just like diving across the entire lane of traffic for some reason. I'm not entirely sure what reason that might be, but we can do the same sort of thing down this direction, where this can get upgraded to a 6-lane area, this can get upgraded, something like that, and then this can get upgraded. So that just reduces, like, that adds that extra lane here so these can merge on, and then they can merge over whenever they theoretically have the time to do so. In theory, what are you doing? He must be performing maintenance. That is a road maintenance truck, so presumably that's what's happening there. So that's the overall concept behind what we have going on here. Now, we do, of course, want to remove the crosswalks. No crosswalk here, no crosswalk here, no crosswalk here. So the question is, will that, once this... I'm not sure... Oh, stoplights. It's automatically stoplighting this. Let's get rid of the stoplights. No stoplights here. That's why those were stopping. Okay, so that's all relatively fine. I want to check in up over here and see what's going on here. This side has cleared up, which should mean that this side is eventually going to clear up as well, because we should be able to pull a decent amount of traffic through here. I don't think we have a major issue here. Now, I do see commercial demand creeping up here. I think we are slowly working our way through this. I'm not super happy about this situation, to be clear, but this would go a lot better if we were able to have direct control of the lanes. We wouldn't have to have awkward workarounds like this. Unfortunately, as far as I know, and technically I haven't looked for a while, but as far as I know, Traffic Manager has not released for City Skylines 2 or a similar mod. Why are you sitting here?
First, we will be dancing through the al dente section.
What are you trying to do, bud? Why are you just chilling? There's no reason for you to just be sitting here. Also, what are you doing? I'm in awe at what I'm looking at here. This is just amazing. We've got this lane issue up here where everybody's just like, I gotta get into this lane right now. And then we've got this guy just chilling here, blocking an entire lane of traffic. I mean, to be clear, that's not actually creating an issue right now. It's just kind of funny. So that is reasonably fine. We see the traffic coming in over here, and that's delaying this traffic here, which isn't shocking. None of these guys are going to be wanting to turn right here. This is, to be fair, how traffic circles are designed to work. You yield to the people that are already in the circle. These people are getting in the circle before these people, so they kind of have right of way. And these guys are just going to be, you know, lining up over here. For the time being, I think that's reasonably fine. We do need to expand our commercial offerings. There's a lot of commercial demand right now. So we can definitely take a look at that. So up over this direction, I want to take a look here. Okay. So we could certainly do some zoning up over this way. I'm thinking right now about like these two meta blocks. So that will end up being a highway coming out this direction, right? Now this highway is currently mildly awkward in its current position. We're going to need to take these sections out. We're going to put them back in, but we're going to take them out for the moment because I want this to be... Okay. Yeah, we've got some pretty major terraformation that's going to need to happen here. So we're going to do something like that for the time being. And that should, in theory, allow us to bring this guy up to be about there. Now, it's not perfect, and it'll have to get worked on, but that's okay for now. And I have a feeling that this highway over here is going to be slightly problematic for us. For the time being, I want to just start extending out some of these roads. I think that's going to be our best bet. Obviously, we're probably going to have pillar issues with this highway that was pre-built, but we can bring this to 112, bring this over to 224. Technically, that's going to need to be at 230, it looks like. Okay, we'll go with 230. It's not perfect, but it'll be fine. So then this will go right about here, and that is 3 roads. So then we get our 4th here. That is now slope too steep, and we're going to have to work on that. So we do have this wind farm up over here. Do we want to eliminate the wind farm? I think for the moment, the answer to that is no. We don't. What I do want to do is grab our slope tool and go from here down to here. Okay. That should allow us to build this 112. There you are. Now this is going to have a pillar issue. Actually, that's just a wall issue. Fair enough. Let's get rid of that. And let's see about running this guy straight on over. 230 meters is our current amount. Okay. In that case, let's knock this back a bit. And let's grab this height and do something kind of like that. Okay. So our terraformations are very messy over here at this moment, and that will, of course, get changed. So just bring that in about like that for now. Now we can bring in our highways, or specifically this highway, and that's going to need to be... That's coming back as slope too steep. Okay. So I guess I'm not shocked necessarily about that. Let's knock this back a little bit. That might give us what we need. Yes. Cool. So I'm going to drop this highway, and I want to snap to guidelines. Right there. And then we just do something kind of like that. Okay, so that'll do for now. I would, of course, like to run this road up one more here. That's going to run into an issue with the windmill here, which is not shocking. How much would that cost to move? Okay, that would produce 5 megawatts. Sure, we'll just move that up over here. We'll need to move our power line as well. And we're going to be getting rid of Birdsong Street. So for the moment, while we're working on this overhaul, let's just do that. So this is not going to be connected up to the grid at this moment. This is connected up to the grid. Noted. That'll be fine for now. And we're going to need to bring this road up to be up through here. Now that's overlapping items due to a pillar that is exactly where we need it to not be. Perfect. And let's just bring that right on up to be... That is 224? That feels really long. It feels really long. This 230 over here feels so much shorter. Wow. Okay. That's kind of nuts. I guess it is the right length, approximately. Okay. I mean, this is not exactly where we want it to be, but that's probably because there's a curve in here somewhere. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this guy up to be approximately, and let's turn snapping on, bringing him up to be, well, it really should be over a little bit too. Let's take this whole section of highway out of here for now. And we're going to, of course, start this right here. But I want this to exit, and in snapping mode only, that gives us this positioning here. When what we really want is about here. It feels like. But I'm going to call this good enough. And we can just take this up to about here or so. And then we can run that over like that. Ooh, I don't like this. Okay, that's going to need some work. We're going to get that out of there. That, of course, means that we're going to have to extend this from here, and we're going to need to bring it to be about... Okay, we're going to have to smooth out this terrain a little. That's fine. So we're going to use the Soften Terrain tool, and we're just going to soften out some of the mess that we made. That should do the trick. And we can bring this highway back through here to be about here. And then about here. And let's make this be snapping only to angle. Yeah, about there. Cool. Now, this highway might get repositioned later on as we work on further meta blocks. We really want it to come up, like, about here, based on what we've got on this meta block, but that is a pretty extreme angle, right? For now, I'm just going to bring it into here, and we're going to call that good for the moment, but we almost certainly are going to need to work on that. The question is, how much do we care? That is the ultimate question there. Now, we've got slope too steep on both sides here, which is not great. Let's take this side out and see how that goes. Invalid shaped, slope too steep. Okay, what if we were to do just that? What if we were to do just this? Sure. I guess that works. And then we can run these highways back in. Beautiful. Okay. Seems reasonably fine. That'll do for the time being. Okay, now that we have that done, we can do the same sort of thing out over here, right? And that basically means that we're going to grab these streets, and we're going to start bringing these out to about here. It's going to truncate with that particular street. And then this one would just come out to be here. About like that. That'll be reasonably fine. And then this one would come in to be approximately here. Looks reasonable. And then this one would come up over this way. Where's that guideline? There it is. And snap to angle. Okay. It's acceptable for now. Of course, we're going to have to bring this road over, so that is going to mean connecting pretty much right here, which is fine. We can just do something like that. And then we can run these roads northward, but this is potentially going to be problematic. Let's snap only to angle. And we'll just bring that up there. This road does not extend up until we get over here, right? So we'll come back to that one. We'll extend this road northward. And that's going to have some slope issues to it. Okay, I'm not shocked about that. So let's just put that here for now. And we're almost certainly going to have to remove this section of road here. And this entire hill down over here is going to be... it's going to be an interesting one. No doubt about it. So, I want to see, without this road here causing terraformation issues, can we bring this guy straight up? That's considered slope too steep at a 22.1% grade. Okay, so what we're going to need to do then is we're going to have to take out this side street, and then we're going to have to run this vertical street up to here. Now that carves into the hill quite heavily. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these sections of road out, and we're going to slope this from here, just like that. Okay, now we're going to look to reconnect this. There we go. We're having a bridge over here, but with the city hall there, that's not shocking. So that seems reasonably fine. Then we're going to need a similar road out over this way, right? And that's going to be exciting. Let's just have this... No, we need to have that fully snapping. Ooh, about right there? Yes, that'll do. Obviously, we're going to have to handle the hill here. So we have our marker for our position, and we can grab this as our altitude. And just even out that hill.
A driving advisory has been issued,
and then this will go down to about here or so. Ooh, it still wants to go deep into the hill.
And try to stay off the streets until conditions improve.
That is not great.
This has been
so we're going to have to choose like this altitude about here. And we're just going to have to go straight down the entire hill. About like that. Okay, now we need to redetermine where this road goes. It goes here. It did move a bit, but that's fine for the moment. Okay, we'll build that about like that, and then I guess we could extend it a little further, but we really don't need to. So right about there will do. Now we can build our cross streets, and that would, of course, end up coming in over this way. And then this one would come up to about here, here, and here. We're definitely seeing some hill issues here. No doubt about it. So that's all well and good, right? But I don't want these because they don't give us buildable slots. So to that end, we're going to just take those areas out, and we're going to soften out what we've done here. And we'll see if just that is enough. If not, we'll take more extreme measures. Okay, so next up would be taking this directly across. It's okay. We'll accept it. There are buildable areas there. Taking that directly across, that one works absolutely fine. Okay, so next up would be our highway down over here. Beautiful. So that's going to come through in angle snap only mode to be about here, 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 and then up over this way. Something about like that. This highway will move over. I'm not convinced about its positioning at all. like in the slightest. But for the moment, it's probably okay. Boy, this angle snap, oh, it's not on. That would help. I was going to say, it doesn't feel like it's angle snapping at all. And that is because it wasn't. Perfect. We're going to bring this on in like so. Again, I'm not convinced about the positioning of this. We will probably move this highway northward. But for the time being, it'll be okay. And I don't think... Oh, 3 directionalities of slope too steep? That's gross. Okay, so we're going to need to do something kind of like this. And then running it in. Okay. So that's going to need to be about here. About here. And that's giving us slope too steep. Okay, let's take this out and let's build it from this side. Yeah, this is fine. No problem whatsoever. So we'll just put that there, and then let's turn snapping off other than angle for the moment so that we can get that all the way up to the city limits. Okay, something along the lines of that. Now the question is, just how badly are our ramps going to go? I'm a little scared to find out. That slope too steep at a 31.5 grade. Yikes. I can't say I'm shocked about this. Well, this isn't so bad. We can definitely do that. No left turns in those locations. Sure. So that is a viable thing. Let's see about over here. If they're going to be bad, I'm just going to move on for the time being. Especially up on this highway. I don't want to put a lot of time into it on this particular highway because we know that I've talked about moving it, right? So I'm not too concerned about that. Okay, so this is giving us a small slope too steep. There probably is somewhere we can build this relatively easily. 20... yeah, that's not ideal. Like I said, I'm not going to spend a ton of time working on this highway. Hang on. This is only a 20% grade here. We might be able to find something up here. This is going to, for pillar reasons, have to be out over here. And that's giving slope too steep. Okay, I'm just going to move on for now. And we're going to see about up over here. That slope too steep at a 19.5 grade. And it doesn't want to build these because of adjusting this road. We could build it out over here, potentially. Okay, yep, I'm not going to be too worried about this for the time being. This highway, we should be a little worried about. And let's see what this would look like. It's fine. I like it. I was pretty worried about this one, but apparently we're good. At least in this location. Let's see about this one. It's potentially going to be an issue. Okay, that was relatively straightforward. I like it. So no major problem there. I mean, we've got a pillar sticking through, but whatever. So at this point, we have a problem here. And that's due to the way that the land falls away. And we have a problem on this highway. And I think that this highway up here is just going to generally be redone. So I'm not too concerned about it. For the time being, it's reasonably fine. I think that'll be okay. This here, on the other hand, definitely needs to be dealt with. So I'm going to take these structures out of here for right now. And we are going to use the level terrain tool to grab this height. We've done this technique before, and we're going to do something like that. That is a very severe drop off there. We're going to have to choose a lower height than that. Maybe this height. That could work. Okay, so for the time being, we're just going to run this road out over here. And then that's going to connect up over this way. Now, the highway is going to have to be slightly more elevated, which is fine. We can do that. So we're going to need to bring that guy back in over here or so. I don't want a pillar there. I want a pillar about here. Oh, we're in curve tool. Hang on. I want a pillar about here. And then about here. And then we can drop down into the roundabout like that. So that elevates that highway a fair amount. And then this road can come through to about here or so. Then we can see about doing on-off ramps here. Looks good. And here. That'll do. Something about like that. Then, of course, we can get rid of this little area. And we can start to smooth out some of this terrain over here. Beautiful. Now I'm going to use the slope terrain tool, and we're just going to create a slope down like that. And hopefully this is not going to be slope too steep here. If it is, problems ensue. But it isn't. We just want to snap this directly to the angle. That's giving us overlapping items once we get down here. And I think that's because of this. Specifically the fact that that was a bit of a tunnel almost. Okay. Noted. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take out these sections of road. I'm going to extend this road out from here. And I want this to snap only to angle for right now. And we would bring that out. What is that overlapping? Oh, there's a power line here. Okay. Right. That power line would need to get temporarily removed. Then we can bring this out, in theory. Okay, I want this to be angle snap only. And that's going to come out to, you know, somewhere around here or so. Then we can bring these roads back in. So we want our full snapping back on. And we can bring this guy up to be about here. There we go. And then we've got this road here that can come up to be right there. Looks good. And then this one can come in right here. Okay. So obviously this is going to need to be rezoned, and we're definitely going to do that. We need to get all of this area zoned up. Cool. This down here should be high density. And we're going to do that. There we go. Okay. That was definitely some pretty extreme terraforming there. I mean, it wasn't that extreme, but it was, you know, for what we do, a fair amount of terraforming to get that done. But sure, we'll take it. Now, I'm still not too upset about this highway because we're almost certainly going to move it a little bit north, and that'll be fine. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we'll get this zoned. We'll probably end up moving this highway a little bit. We'll see if that's a next episode sort of thing. We're also going to need to hook up our power lines here. And, you know, we could do that right now before I forget. And we probably should. So we would just then do something kind of like that. So now these power lines in our wind farm are hooked up correctly. There we go. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Kintogan, Ali Lee, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time. Boy, it almost felt like I forgot to read somebody's name off there. If I did, I apologize.